types of literals. So how many types of literals you can have in your Python program? So you can see that these many different types of literals we can have in our Python program. Strings, numeric, none, boolean and collections. Let us start with the first type, that is strings. So when we talk about strings, what are strings? They are a continuous array of strings are a continuous array of characters. They are a continuous array of characters, and these characters are alphanumeric in nature. That is, they can consist of capital A to Z, small a to Z, digits 0 to 9, special symbols, and also white space characters. So you can see that strings are a continuous array of any of these things, any of these constructs. And you can also say that the entire Python character set is used to create what? Strings. So let us see how strings are represented. Now students, strings are of two types. Number one, single line strings, and number two, multi-line strings. We have single line strings and we have multi-line strings. In this, what are single line strings that we are going to see? Certain strings they can be only represented on a single line. I'll give you an example, a very practical example which you have faced very recently while giving your exam, your first unit test exam. Okay, so in that test you might have seen there were certain MCQ questions where you had been given 4 options and out of which you had to choose any one option. There were some short answer questions and some long answer questions. Usually short answer fields, they provide you with only a one small box where you can enter any answer provided the answer doesn't change line. And you had some questions which had long answer fields also where your answer could span across many lines. So this is an example of a single line string, whereas this is an example of a multi-line string. So any string which spans across multiple lines, that is known as multi-line string, and any string which has to be written in a single line, it is known as a single line string. So let's see them in detail now. So over here, when we talk about single line strings, they can be represented within double quotes, or single quotes but not a combination of both. If you are writing like this, you start the string with a double quote and end it with a single quote, this is wrong. You start a string with a single quote and end it with a double quotes, that is also incorrect. Okay, so you have to make sure that if you start the string with a double quote, it should end with a double quote, same with a single quote also. So when I talk about a single line string, you can create any identifier for that. For example, I want to create an identifier, my name, which would be used to store someone's name. Like I am writing a name here. So this is a single line string. I can also write instead of writing it within single quotes, I can write it instead of writing it within double quotes, I can write it within single quotes. Then next is now here you might have seen that I had started writing address. Usually address is something which should span across multiple lines. So here I will be using a multi-line string. So you will see how it looks like. In order to start a multi-line string, you have to either use 3 single quotes together or you can use 3 double quotes together. That is, for multi-line it will be 3 single quotes or 3 double quotes. So these are 3 double quotes, 1, 2, 3, and here are 3 single quotes, 1, 2, 3. So this is what you can do to represent multi-line strings. So I am going to create a multi-line string, my address, which contains someone's home address. I have taken a hypothetical address over here. It should be New Delhi. So I have taken a hypothetical address. It's not, students, this address might not exist. So I have just taken a hypothetical address over here, and you can see that it starts with with 3 double quotes and it ends with 3 double quotes. So this kind of a string, it gets a new line character at the end of each line, and that is actually this. Later we'll study about escape sequences. You will understand we have used an escape sequence character to represent a new line character, and I have used this carriage return because every time you type one whole line, you will press carriage return, and from the next line, the next line of this string will start. So now let us discuss about the size of single line strings and multi-line strings. So let's see how these strings are represented in the memory. So when we take the case of the first one, that is my name equals Amit Raj. So in the memory it would be represented in this way. So in the memory, it would be stored in the form of a consecutive cells. Okay, it would be stored in consecutive cells which would be starting from a particular memory address. Say it starts from the memory address 1000. Now every letter, every character is represented using how many bits? 8 bits. That equals 1 byte. So we say that one character, it occupies 1 byte of memory. So every byte, every box here represents 1 byte. So the second one will be 1001, 1002, so you can see that every box is a memory cell which has a particular address. But because we are working with a high level programming language, we do not need to worry about these. So over here you can see so every such byte takes up, now because we are working with a high level programming language, hence we don't need to worry about the memory addresses. We only need to worry about the indices, which is the plural for index. Every cell over here will be represented by an ordinal number, and that ordinal number is what? It is known as an index. In Python there are two types of indices, positive and negative. So each memory cell is indexed. One is from left to right and other is from right to left. Left to right, it takes up positive values starting from 0, and it also, and the other side, that is from right to left, it takes up negative values starting from -1. Okay, so this is what it is, the object, a string object which is created in the memory. And this string object is pointed by a label, that is an identifier named myname, and at the end of it you will find this new line character. So this new line character but is not considered for calculating the size of this string. The size of the string would be calculated including all the values within the character set, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the size of this string will be what? 8. This new line character is excluded. But in case of multi-line strings, new line character is included in calculating the total size of the string. Now let us see how this second string, that is my address, is represented in the memory. So we start from here. And thereafter, now this is the place where the new line character is saved in this way, and then the next one starts. then a comma, then again a new line, and because I don't have a space there, so I am continuing it over here, but you have to imagine that it saves everything in a straight array of bytes. And here we have the end. So there would be ordinal numbers like this. You can see that each and every character, including the white space character and the period symbol, hyphen, everything is numbered. There is a space here, so 11, 12, 13, 14. And here this new line character is also included in computing the size of the string. And so on till the last value, that is I. So this is how, and same way from the right hand side also we will begin the negative indexing. And so on. So here -6 refers to a white space character. So this is how multi-line strings are represented in the memory. So because in multi-line strings it is important to understand that where the line is being changed. Hence this new line character is also calculated. Those new line characters which are in between the strings, not the one which is at the end. Okay. So this is also used for calculating the total size of the string. Now sometimes some single line strings, like I've taken an identifier sentence and I'm going to write a single line string here. And I want to write it this way. So how I can write it? I can use a backslash character over here, which will allow me to continue typing on the next line. But in the memory it will be represented this way. This is excluded. It's not computed. It's not calculated for calculating the size of the string. So the total size of the string is how much? 16 bytes. So you can use this character to continue typing on the next line, but this will not make any changes because this is a single line string. So these are single and multi-line strings. In the next lecture, we are going to study about numbers, that is numeric literals.